Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series on plant physiology. In this video we will see some evidences and objections of transpiration pool theory. In previous video we already discussed about the mechanism of transpiration pool theory. There are some sound evidences provided by scientists to support this theory, that is transpiration pool theory, and some they have raised the serious objections to this theory and to prove how this theory is wrong. So in this video we will learn about some evidences and objections of transpiration pool theory. So first of all we will see evidences of transpiration pool theory. Transpiration pool theory, it has been supported by many scientists for the confirmation that ascent of sap takes place by the transpiration pool. Scientists, they put forth some sound evidences for that. First evidence, that is osmotic pressure of mesophyll cell, it is recorded up to 20 atmosphere. So osmotic pressure of the mesophyll cell, it is up to 20 atmosphere. So this amount of osmotic pressure, it is sufficient for to take place ascent of sap in even tallest plants. So it is estimated that 1 atm, that is 1 atmosphere osmotic pressure, it can rise water up to 10 meters. So osmotic pressure of mesophyll cells, it is 20 atmosphere, and 1 atmosphere it can raise water to 10 meters height. So by the process of transpiration pool, water can be reached up to the height or at the certain height in many plants or up to the top of the tall plants, because it is the osmotic pressure of mesophyll cells, it is 20 atm. So this is first evidence provided to support this theory. Next evidence is that this particular process, that is transpiration pool theory or ascent of sap by this transpiration pool, it is a physical process and it does not require any amount of energy, or if energy required, it is very negligible. Means 100-meter rise of 1 ml water, it requires 0.5 calorie energy only. So 1 ml water to reach up to 100-meter height, it requires only 0.5% or 0.5 calorie energy. So this is very negligible amount. So transpiration pool, it is very physical process and there is no involvement of cells, and this particular process is purely physical, and water, it will be absorbed by plants by the process of transpiration pool. Now third evidence is the 25 to 300 atmospheres tensile strength of xylem sap, it is sufficient to maintain the continuous water column. So the xylem sap, it has the tensile strength 25 to 300 atm, and it is very sufficient to maintain the continuous water column in it from the shoot to root. So this is maintained by the xylem due to this type of tensile strength. Now next some evidences are given. This is the very important evidence for this theory. This theory, it is supported by porous spot experiment. If a porous spot is placed at the top of continuous water column and the water is subjected to evaporation, the water column which is in tension does not break due to cohesive property of water. So similar kind of mechanism may be operated in plants. So here you can see this is a plant, this is a tube which are filled with mercury and water. So see here, this mercury, it will indicate rise or loss into the water level. So here you can take a porous pot and it is shifted or it is attached to this column. Now due to this process of transpiration or evaporation, this water level will be increased or decreased. Same phenomena you can see in this also. Here we have taken a plant. So due to this transpiration process takes place, the water level will be decreased. So this will show us the transpiration pool theory. So if transpiration is going on, water from this part it get absorbed by plants and water level it will be decreased and reduced, and this is shown by this mercury in the tube. So this is the physical phenomena which can be observed in the living plants also. So transpiration, it is very important process for ascent of sap or to uplift water from the root to the upper part of the stem. Here you can see this is water column, and in that water column these roots or the cut twig of the plant it is inserted, and due to this transpiration of water, the water it get or this plant it will produce a transpiration pool through this shoot, and due to this transpiration pool water is get absorbed by the plant, and again transpiration continues, again water get absorbed. So this particular experiment shows that how transpiration pool it is important for ascent of sap. There were some physiologists, namely Kramer, Kozlowski. In 1960 they found that diameter of the xylem elements decreased during the excessive transpiration period due to strain exercised on the water column by tension. So these scientists, they have carry out experiment, and they found that diameter of xylem element it get decreased due to excessive transpiration. Now when a wilted plant cut under water, it is observed that movement of water under tension is quite rapid. It recovers soon when tension is exercised as compared to intact plant when water. So if we select a wilted plant and if we cut that plant in water, there you can see water it recovers soon when tension is exercised. So this plant it will get water due to exercised tension as compared to intact plant when watered. So when these plants are watered, the cut plant they get water transpiration very fast, rapidly as compared to this intact plant. So this is also evidence for to provide to support this theory, that is transpiration pool theory. Now there are some objections put forth by some scientists to this theory. As we have seen, there are some objections for this theory. Though there are some strong evidences, there are some objections raised by some physiologists. For the transpiration pool to maintain, water column should be continuous and unbroken. So for this transpiration pool, water column should be continuous and unbroken. But sometimes it may happen that continuous water column may be disturbed by entry of air bubbles due to day and night temperature fluctuations. So some scientists they raised this objection that water for this transpiration pool, water column should be continuous and unbroken, and this is also given in this theory also. Water column is maintained continuous and it is unbroken, but sometimes it may happen that continuous water column it may disturbed. Why? Because there are some fluctuation in temperature. at daytime, at night time there are some fluctuation and there is gaseous exchange takes place, and due to that there may be some air bubbles into the water column, and this water column may be disturbed and there will be no transpiration pool maintained. So this is the first objection raised by some physiologists. Second objection is that according to this theory, tracheids are more efficient than the vessels as their walls support to maintain water column. So tracheids into the chute, they are very important to maintain water column, and they are shown more efficient in this theory than vessels. But actually if we see, vessels are more evolved and efficient as compared to tracheids. So this is again a objection. Ascent of sap can be observed when we use some anti-transparent agent, minimizing rate of transpiration partially or fully. So as this theory tells us that the ascent of sap takes place due to the process of transpiration, but it is observed that when we use some or we apply some anti-transparent agent on the plant, there will be complete or partial stoppage of transpiration process. Now there should not be ascent of sap process takes place, but in this case also the process of ascent of sap takes place, and so that we can say ascent of sap, it will takes place in absence of transpiration also. Then how we can say this is the transpiration pool theory, or transpiration pool is responsible for the ascent of sap. So here there may be some cells involved in the process. So this is very serious objection by some physiologists. Now fourth objection is that ascent of sap takes place in deciduous plants which shed all of their leaves. So there are some plants, deciduous plants, they shed their leaves in summer season, and ascent of sap can be observed there. As there are no leaves, there will be no transpiration, then how ascent of sap it takes place? So according to these objections, ascent of sap, it is not connected, it is not totally linked with transpiration pool. So it is clear from the above observation that ascent of sap requires some sort of cellular activity besides physical process like transpiration. So ascent of sap, it is not solely controlled by transpiration pool, it requires help from some cellular activity. So these are some objections of transpiration pool theory, but if we see, these are not so much serious objections and these are ruled out for supporting this theory by physiologists of the world. Thanks for your attention.